Okay, you guys can be seated. You have all been called here to be part of a study on the subject of eternity and our place in it and how we can manipulate it. As you should know, eternity is defined as infinite time or duration without beginning or end. What I want to do today is to attempt to show you that eternity can be compressed into a far less increment of time if properly utilized. I will include not only time as it relates to the future, but I will also draw from the present as well as the past. Now, many of you may not believe this can be accomplished, but we shall indeed disprove that in this presentation. Now, under your chairs, you'll find a headset with the number 80 inscribed on it. Please place them on your heads at this time. Now, what I want you to do now is add the 8 and the 0, and of course, you'll come up with the number 8, which itself represents infinity, as its shape is continual in its motion. Thought travels at 24 billion miles per second. This speed will allow us to cover million-year intervals in the time span of an eye blink. Now, as the journey starts, you will experience a variety of emotions. This trip will be exciting, dangerous at times, adventurous, sad, enlightening, happy, emotional. You will see and hear things from every historic, current, and future era. And it will all be done in approximately 80 minutes. Now, do you feel yourself moving? By now, you should feel yourself moving. Can you see it? Can you feel it? I'm not understanding why you're not responding. Speak back. Somebody talk back. Somebody say something. Uh-oh. I think I better get the hell out of here. Yesterday's somebody, it can happen to you. Can be today's nobody. Never forget. The process of success. I remember when he first started writing in his class. He was raw and unpolished, but figured it out fast. Spitting flows for his partners, had them all tripping. Freestyling the instrumentals in the ride flipping. Having dreams of putting his hood on the map. Females was even saying, girl, he good, he can rap. Made a low budget mixtape, did it for the love. Started hitting shows up and wrecking mics at the club. A young drug dealer saw him getting down at the spot. Said, let me drop some money behind him and make it pop. Put him in the real studio, paid for some beats. In 5 months, 20,000 units sold in the streets. Now he known in the city, life getting kinda sweet. People paying him to rap and record labels trying to meet. And it's happening so fast, it don't even seem real. Went from hanging on the corner to $1 million deal. But it's a long way down, from the clouds to the ground. From arrogant to humble, from shallow to profound. From the stars to the planets, your first to your last day. For fools, the top of the mountain is only halfway. It's a long way down, from the clouds to the ground. From arrogant to humble, from shallow to profound. From the stars to the planets, your first to your last day. For fools, the top of the mountain is only halfway. With no hesitation, he signed it. The money had him blinded. So non-business minded, he never noticed the fine print. Couldn't wait for his new master to cut the check out. First thing he did was ice his whole neck out. Couldn't wait to make it back to the hood and show out. $85,000 chain on, no house. Starting to see a new lifestyle he didn't know about. Women, drugs, VIP every time he go out. Hooked on that Hollywood, thoughts rearranging. His homies, all his entourage, they notice him changing. And many of them drop off. Friends he was losing. The few that stayed around only did so to use him. The shows he would pack them. The album went platinum. Expected the first check from that one to be a fact when no publishing was happening. Deals under the table, yeah, the check was real big. Not for him, but the label. But it's a long way down, from the clouds to the ground. From arrogant to humble, from shallow to profound. From the stars to the planets, your first to your last day. For fools, the top of the mountain is only halfway. It's a long way down from the clouds to the ground, from arrogant to humble, from shallow to profound, from the stars to the planets, your first to your last day. For fools, the top of the mountain is only halfway. Now the game's different from the first day they signed him up. Plaque on his wall, but the money wasn't lining up. What happened to that cat who financed his first album? The label paid him 300 grand and let them have him. Sold into slavery, struggling for cash flow, trying to find out why his royalty check was that low. The CEO said we financed 22 things, from cars to videos. Do you know what recoup means? Had to fall back, show money he smoked and blew all that. Tried to contact old friends, none of them called back. These was the people that was down when you were starving. Now he can't come around, his head is a target. Never gave nothing back when you was on top. Kinda sad when the phone quits ringing, his show stopped and his next project flopped. They dropped him in the sec. Now welfare check is the only one he collects. But it's a long way down from the clouds to the ground, from arrogant to humble, from shallow to profound, from the stars to the planets, your first to your last day. For fools, the top of the mountain is only halfway. It's a long way down from the clouds to the ground, from arrogant to humble, from shallow to profound, from the stars to the planets, your first to your last day. For fools, the top of the mountain is only halfway.